Hi, I am Jessica Urenko, and this is my husband Robert, and we are going to be doing a role play of a motivational interview. Hi, Robert. How are you today?
I'm good, Jessica. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. Thanks for asking. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
I'm 43 years old. I am married. I have 3 children. My oldest is 20 years old. She's a sophomore in college. And I have 2 boys. One's in 7th grade and one's in 9th. And they actually both attend school in the same building where I'm a school counselor.
Okay.
And I've been a school counselor for about 15 years now.
Wow. Do you enjoy your job?
I do. I love my job. I love the age group that I work with. I feel like I have a very good relationship with my students, and I really enjoy the faculty I work with and the other counselors that are in our office. We get along very well. I think we work really well together.
Okay, great. It sounds like you have a lot going on for you. It sounds like you really enjoy your job.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that sounds wonderful. What brought you here today?
Well, I think that the reason I came here today is actually because I feel like I've been drinking a little bit, more than I feel like I should be.
Okay.
And that's something that I really wanted to work on.
Okay, great. Okay. How would you define a little bit more than you're comfortable with?
All right. Well, I grew up in an area where, we used to go out and party a lot, and when I was younger, I used to, be out with my friends, and we'd go out to the bars, and we would, have a good time. And it was, pretty acceptable to, drink during the week, and, my parents did it, something that I kind of grew up around. And, I no longer go out and party all the time and go out with my friends and stuff.
Okay.
But, I kind of I drink at home. And maybe a little bit more excessively on weekends, but then during the week, I find myself, drinking just about every night as well.
Okay, and how are you finding this is becoming a problem? What are some of the negative consequences?
Well, I think, definitely when, if I'm drinking during the week, and normally it's not more than a few beers, I sometimes wake up tired and groggy.
Okay.
Sometimes I get a little bit tired and irritable at home, maybe a little short, tempered around the kids. I did miss work a couple of times, because
Okay.
I drank a little bit too much that night and stayed up too late. And, I think that's definitely a problem.
Okay, so if I'm understanding this correctly, when you were younger, this was an activity that you drank pretty regularly, but then
Mm-hmm.
as you transitioned into adulthood, it was something that maybe subsided a little,
Mm-hmm.
but now you're finding yourself going back to that same behavior.
Yeah.
But there's some negative consequences to that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Would you be willing to explore the idea of changing that behavior?
Yeah, I mean, that's why I came here. Because
Okay.
it's something that I realized that, definitely has some negative consequences. I'm also, 43 years old. I know it's not very healthy to be drinking
Okay.
all the time.
Okay.
And, I feel like it takes away from, my time, even though it's usually later in the evening, it still takes away from time, I spend with my family and some of the responsibilities that I have. Because usually, by the time I'm I have a couple of drinks, I'm usually pretty much checked out, for
Okay.
the night.
Okay. So how does that make you feel when you know you've kind of checked out before you maybe your family was ready or before you were ready to check out?
I mean, I feel relaxed, and calm, but
Okay.
then in the sense, there's definitely times when there's other things that need to be done yet.
Okay.
Maybe my kids need some extra help with their homework, or we're out of something and I need to run to the store.
Okay.
And it's at that point kind of too late for me to do that, and that definitely to me is sort of like irresponsible, and takes away
Okay.
from, I think, my interaction with my family.
Okay. So what I'm hearing from you is that your drinking is making you feel irresponsible because you're not able to do things that you were doing before.
Mm-hmm.
And you said it affects your job a little bit too as well, or?
Yeah, because even sometimes I might wake up a little bit tired, a little bit more
Okay.
grouchy, and although I don't miss work, it kind of takes me a little while to get going, and I don't feel like I'm giving it 100%, and I'm not doing a job that I can do, which
So
kind of bothers me.
Okay, so you feel that you would be able to do a better job if you hadn't been drinking as much?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why you think that you've recently started drinking a little more frequently during the week?
I just, I just feel a lot of like stress and pressures, just, everyday life. My daughter moved away, we have additional expenses.
Okay.
Money's tight. I work, 2 jobs, and my wife works a few jobs, and, even still, it's kind of hard to make ends meet, and kind of just takes away that pressure, takes that edge off, and gives me a chance to finally like relax.
Does it help actually deal with the stress of, the financial difficulties?
Well, no. I mean, they're still there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you feel that it would be worth it then to make a change, that the positive outcomes of making that change would be worth compared to the positive outcomes of continuing drinking?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, great. Okay, so what would be a realistic change for you right now?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, say I'm just gonna like completely stop drinking. It's something I enjoy doing, but like definitely I don't think I need to be doing it every night of the week.
Okay.
Because I think that's where I kind of run into trouble with it sometimes.
So it's not such a problem on the weekends for you as it is the during the week drinking.
Right.
Okay. So what would be what would it look like? What would a good plan for you look like as far as cutting back?
I don't know. I would probably say limiting like the number of drinks I would have, and also obviously maybe just doing that like maybe one night a week.
Okay. So for you, what you're saying is a good plan for you right now, and a good goal is to limit your weeknight drinking to one night. And what would that look like? How many? Is it beer?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
How many beers would you have during that one night?
I would say where it maybe definitely wouldn't like affect me the next day or anything. I would say maybe like two beers.
Okay.
And like, I guess if I had to like choose a night, I would probably maybe like pick a Thursday night, usually because especially during football season, that's when there's Thursday night football games on, and that's another time I really enjoy doing that.
Okay. So what I'm hearing you say is that you're going to have a plan. Mm-hmm. We're not so worried about the weekend. We feel you're pretty comfortable with that. You're not feeling like there's a great need for change.
Right.
It's that weeknight, and you feel that, if you limit it to a few beers on a Thursday night, that some of the negative consequences of the drinking during the week, they would kind of subside a bit. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, great. So that will be the plan, and I'll look forward to discussing this with you next week and seeing how you did with that plan.
Okay.
Okay, great. It was great to meet you.
Yeah, it was nice to meet you too.
Okay.
All right, thank you.